Hey guys, welcome to another week, another teaser. So this one will be from the 20th until the 24th of October. So let's see what we have coming up on Monday. A shocking revelation unsettles Lehasa Maposa. Maybe something to do with Nkosi. I'm assuming something there. New details about Ivy's disappearance raise more disturbing questions. I just feel they are somehow dragging this. I don't know why, because when did she go missing? It's been months, and only now it's like they are thinking of getting a PI now to go look for her. Shouldn't that have been like the first thing that they should have done, at least in the first month? But I feel the writers are just dragging this unnecessarily. Tuesday, Kwesi's attempt to bury the past takes a deadly turn. I wonder what she's trying to bury, what past she's trying to bury. But I remember reading a teaser. I think it's the video I did last, that a past it's now coming back, something to that effect. So I think it's something to do with that, but we'll see. Gratitude turns into something deeper with Kwaito and Lizzie find comfort in each other's company. I still don't understand, why they even divorced, because the problems that they had, that could have been solved by talking, really. I don't think it's one of those where, because the way it ended, it seemed as if that was the last straw, and it wasn't. Some conversation, yes, are going to be painful, but it's only because, remember, you're dealing with two people thinking differently, and somehow you then need to. And okay, so this is how I look at it. If I'm going to now be involved with someone, by default, I understand that that person obviously thinks different than me. So I am not going to try to I can say, impose or get mad when they share their view on something. It's like, no, let's talk about it. Okay, you see it that way, I see it this way. Where can we compromise? Instead of, okay, I see it this way, therefore my way is the way. That's where a lot of things, a lot of problems come in. But like I'm saying, back to this one before I derail, back to this one, I don't think the problem that they were having was that intense to a point where they can get a divorce. But yeah, it would be nice if they can rekindle that their thing and see how or where that leads to. But I just don't believe in you get divorced and then you try to marry the very same person, or at least try to maybe dating them again for that time being, because here, like the sentence it's saying, it's gratitude. It's because of gratitude, which means they're both lonely. Which means they're both lonely. So if it wasn't because of that, then I don't think this was going to happen. So that's what I mean. It's not that it's organic; it's happening organically, where it's circumstances and situation just creates that environment for them to be in the same space, and therefore they realize how lonely they really are. Well, they don't realize how lonely they really are, but they think it means something, and it doesn't. It's just they're both lonely. Right timing, right place kind of situation. Wednesday, Lehasa is troubled by someone's sudden disappearance. Nkosi, I still think it's Nkosi. Kwaito is left confused by mixed signals he receives from Lizzie. Like I said, but I don't think Lizzie wants to rekindle anything. Lizzie, by her nature, she's a caring person. She's a really, really caring person. So Kwaito might be confusing that as, it means reigniting something, and it's not. Nkosi demands answers from Kwezi about her actions. I think there's a story here that the writers can really lean towards and develop something, like something come out of this Nkosi character and Kwezi, whatever past they keep referring to. I think they can there's a story there that they can try to work out, but we'll see. Thursday, Lehasa confronts Kwezi with evidence linking her to an individual she claims not to know. I wonder who this person is. I wonder, and how does, because now I'm trying to understand if this is a mutual person between Kwezi and Lehasa, or was it someone, did she testify during Lehasa's trial? I think she did. So maybe someone was on the witness list and she said she didn't know, but now she knows. But can't wait to see who this person is. Pax lies to Shay about his feelings for Lewatle, as in he no longer loves Lewatle. Like, this is okay. We're not gonna speak on that. Friday. What do we have? Friday. Peterson discovers a clue that could potentially lead him to Nkosi's criminal activities. Nothing much. Maputla Construction finally completes the dam and holds a ribbon cutting ceremony. Finally. But damn, they did my man wrong. But it is what it is. I mean, when you're in business, as much as maybe you would like the idea of fair game and everyone treating you how you should be treated, sounds nice, but the reality, I don't think it's like that, because wherever you have money, like a lot of money, movement, that's where you will see the most cruel things that people can do just for that. So yeah, they did my man Brabuiki wrong. And if you look at it from I mean, he literally made them millionaires. He made them have, okay, Kwaito, I think, yeah, even Kwaito, because Kwaito, before he even built that house with money coming from what's his name, Rachel's husband, what's his name? With the money coming from that husband, Maroti, with the money coming from Maroti, and Maroti is connected to Braboiki. Braboiki is busy making millionaires in town. And now, none of those millionaires are coming through trying to stand by him or support him. It's more like, okay, now I will just try to protect myself. So maybe that's a lesson there for Braboiki. Maybe that's a lesson there, but then they did nothing wrong. Lehasa gives Kwezi a hint that he's on to her. It's always just a never-ending cat and mouse thing with Kwezi and Lehasa. I don't understand that storyline. Like, I understand the storyline between Nkosi and Kwezi, because there's no. What I would really like to see there is what is this thing that sort of draws them to each other. What is that thing? Because there has to be something. If you look at Preeti and Lehasa, what drew them both closer together, it was because, one, Lehasa at the time liked how ambitious and smart who's this Preeti was, and Preeti, I think she liked how confident and powerful Lehasa was. So that was the thing that drew them towards each other, in my opinion. So with Nkosi and Kwezi, I wonder what that is, because I've never heard maybe Kwezi saying, oh, I see, maybe because you care so much about me, that is what draws me towards you, and Nkosi vice versa, because it just sounds like really maybe it's just a Nkosi trying to be Lehasa. It sounds more like that, which that's why I'm saying this story doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, I hope Raboiki somehow um, finds a way out of this mess. I would really like to see him a bit more on screen. I think his character is very interesting. It's very interesting, and I think there's some depth there to be um, what's the word that I'm looking for? There's some depth we can go with his character. So that I find that interesting, because now they have stopped with the money laundering and the drugs and drug lords. So then there has to be some storyline that has to come out now. Unless if we are going to court, I'm surprised that it's been all this months and we haven't been to court. So anyway, that was it for this week. So until next week, I'm Young, I'm out.